What's going on, y'all? This is your girl, Keena Yvette, and you're watching another episode of Sass in the City. Now, I am solo dolo today, but don't trip. My girls are all on vacation at the moment, but they will be back. Trust. But the party still keeps going. So thank you for joining us today. And also, check us out on Sass in the City 8 on Instagram. Any comments you may have, check us out on our own new YouTube channel on Sass in the City. So welcome. How's everybody doing out there? We miss y'all. So I have a wonderful guest with me today. This woman is fully loaded. When I say entrepreneur, philanthropist, beauty queen, mommy of 5. Yes, don't even look it. Not one wrinkle, honey, on the face. This is my girl, Just Mia. Welcome, Mia. How are you, honey?
Oh my God, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Now,
Hey, y'all.
listen, Mia done beeline from church. So you
Yes, I
know it's
did.
nothing but love, okay? I
Okay.
appreciate you for that.
You're welcome.
On this Sunday day.
Look.
Hot Sunday day.
It was a hot Sunday
Yeah.
day in Santa Clarita.
Oh my God.
Already.
In the
The
valley,
sun-
period.
yeah,
I
the
mean,
sun
can
was
somebody
beaming.
just give us the AC 24 hours, please?
Please.
Because
And when
we
we
melting
ask.
out here like butter sticks.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Butter
Please
sticks.
and thank you.
My goodness. So, Mia, thank you for coming out today. Because, you know, I
Yes.
just really had a chance, obviously, to be at this barbecue fight party with you. And this was just so engaged in the
Yes.
conversation that was had there.
It's
That
absolutely.
being in your role, obviously, you're talented in more areas
Thank
where
you.
you're an
Mhm.
actress.
Actress. Correct.
Are you also writing? Are you also doing your own projects right now as well?
Actress, writing,
Content.
and being forced to create my own content.
content
of course.
creators where it's at.
Yeah. I always
Absolutely.
fought against it, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, God, I got it. I got some time right now.
Well, man,
So
listen,
get it in.
especially with the strike going on.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
no
So,
doubt, no
yes,
doubt.
Yes.
Well, you know, what I like to know is let's just rewind if we can.
Absolutely.
Now, I mentioned that you a mommy of 5, although you don't wear it.
Thank you.
What I like to know is how is it being a
Ah.
mommy of 5 and then being able to get you in between of being this actress or even having goals? Like, where does that, how do you line that up?
Right. So rewinding it all the way back.
Yes.
I'm one of 8.
Oh, big family, too.
Yes, big family. I'm number 2. So the
Oh.
whole thing, my father used to sit us around the table and be like, "Oh, how many kids you want? How many kids you want?" Mia was the only one at the table. 0.
Not me, Daddy.
It, not me.
Right.
I'm leaving this joint at Texas, Dallas. I'm leaving as soon as I graduate. I don't want no husband. I don't want no kids. I'm going to Hollywood.
Wow. Okay,
Everybody
so you've
else.
always been inspired in the arts. Okay.
And my other siblings, 5 kids, 4 kids, 3 kids, they were just spitting them out. I want to get married and da-da-da-da-da.
But that's a Southern trait, isn't
Right.
it?
Yeah. That's what they
is.
wanted. That was their goal. And, you know, most of them have, but I have the most. I have.
You superseded everybody like,
I
listen, I
still-
don't want none,
I
but
don't
I
want
got
none. So
some.
don't tell God what you ain't gonna do. That's what I say all the
I
time.
was telling my girlfriend that yesterday. He will put the foot in your mouth.
Oh,
and
he
be
go,
like,
oh,
"Yeah,
that's
didn't
your
you just say
plan?
that?"
Let me show you what I'm gonna do, right? So fast forward, as soon as Dad's like, that's cool. You can go be an actress, do whatever you want to do, but I'm gonna get you to get this degree first, whatever that is, because
Good.
cause for times like this.
Well, no, good for Daddy.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this industry will pick you up and drop you off on the nearest corner. So now I'm just thinking about the strike. Had I not already I have a bachelor's in education, a
Good.
master's in counseling,
Oh,
so I can
honey.
go and just
And you can land on teaching
yeah,
if you need to.
if I need
professor
to.
work also.
Exactly. I taught school for a very long time
Look at
because,
that.
like I said, as soon as he said that, I was like, all right, cool. Let me go and get this degree out the way. So I went to a community college, got an associate's. Then I went
Nice.
off to school my junior year in North Texas. And let me go and wrap this up. What can I do? How can I change these over so I can,
And
get
you
on
still
out of
stay
here?
focused on that dream. So what
Yeah.
inspired you to keep
Yeah.
focused that you just knew that you wanted to be in the industry as an actress?
Yeah.
Even going to school, sometimes that's hard to focus and keep your mind on your mission.
It's something that I still say to any actor out there, budding actor, people aspiring to be one, those who are doing
Yes.
it. You can't make acting just your focus.
Okay.
So I focused on school. I focused on other things, and
Okay.
acting personally was something that I did on the side. Like, hey, if I got time to go take a class, if I have time to go and shoot a commercial, great. But I got this life I'm living over here to stack this bread so I can get to LA and not be hungry. So I always looked at it that way. But met my first husband he decided we gonna have kids, and that's kind of how that took off. So we had a child. I tried to get my tubes tied. I was 23 at the
Low
time.
key, huh?
Yeah, letting you know. So I looked at the doctor. I'm like, let's wrap this up. I
That's
gave
right.
him a child. We discussed this, and he looked at me. The doctor said, "Oh yeah, as long as your husband sign off on it, that's a whole nother topic, another discussion." What?
You had to do.
At 20, if you were under 25 and married, your husband had to sign off on my decision,
Don't
right?
they? And it's funny how they take the rights away from us as women
What?
when it comes to what we want to do, and it's our
Never.
body.
Yes, that's my body, my time. And my husband, he, at the time, was like, nope, you could change your mind. Went back, started back doing theater, touring, pregnant with the second child, like out of the blue, like
He
nowhere.
getting his
Yeah.
seeds
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, so he got me.
Yes.
And they have definitely been a blessing. The two older girls are like everything. They are my right and my left hand. That's period.
Wow.
To this day.
Yeah.
You know, they just are. So they look at me, and the whole time having the kids, again, I was teaching school, but I would go take an acting class or go to the little place and audition, book commercials, do everything. But it was always, okay, but I'm mommy, I'm a school teacher, and then I'm an actor, because, wait, I can't feed my family off of right then what was going on. And the husband didn't support it. So I was always still trying to get to L.A. Fast forward 12 years later, divorce, moved to L.A. with the girls. And
wow. Now,
yeah.
hey, once that divorce took place,
Mm-hmm.
you still got the passion over here.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got these mouths to feed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also, too, have the juggling of all the responsibility, or was he participating at all?
He was very much participating. After he fought me and not wanting to move here, he moved because he wanted to be where the girls were, and he was making good money. I had a good retirement fund, so that's why I moved out here. And
nice.
We juggled that. The girls are always on. I go and work projects, film, whatever. That's what mommy want to do. I think it's important that your children see that you don't give up on your dreams, especially as a woman. That you do what you say you want to do. If that's where my heart is, that's what I'm gonna continue to pursue. And
I love it.
You hear it all the time from the first husband to the second husband. Well, no, I need you to have a real job. That is my real job, pursuing this thing.
Wow, shut that down.
Yeah, because this is what makes me happy. I'm talented in a lot of areas, but that right there
This
is
pulls
what
on
feeds
me.
me.
That's right.
I've tried to stop, and then I met the second husband, actor in the industry, thought this was going to be the bubbling thing I needed, because he's going to understand where I'm coming from as an artist. It became a big, huge competition.
They say that.
They say that you stay at home, you got these babies, you got the degree, so you go do it. Let me get on, then I'm gonna bring you up. This is not how it works, because there's no timetable on this thing. You gotta stay in it. So that fizzled, but we ended up making triplets. So that's where the 5 children come from.
Wow, you had 3 on one watch.
Yeah. So hence my 2-3 is always, I had 2, then had 3. 23 has always been my favorite number.
Good.
I told the 2 girls at that time when I got pregnant, I said, look, y'all have got to be it. Like, y'all are it for mommy. Like, I need y'all to just hold me down. Men gonna come and go. Things gonna come and go. Life's gonna change. But I need y'all to be my rock. And to this day,
they are.
Without a doubt. They're I call them Sugar Daddy 1 and Sugar Daddy 2.
Now, listen, because they held in a mama down.
Yes.
Now, what are their ages?
24 and 26.
Okay.
24.
So they're living in Los Angeles now, or are they back?
They're in Los Angeles, yeah. My oldest is a working model, and my 24-year-old, she's a graduate of Tennessee State University. She would not let me leave that out. So,
good. So they have a lane.
Yeah, nobody
they're
wanted the industry, but
they're
doing their thing. They are one stays with me, the 24-year-old, and she cooks, and she's second mommy, like I said, second in charge.
Right.
And then, you're juggling this 3. I had my first boys with the triplets, so I had 2 boys and a girl. And so watching them grow, with
you doing just that, what was the willpower and strength that you pulled on?
Yeah.
To raise these babies. That's a lot of kids.
That was nothing but God. I'm telling you now that's where I stand by. I stand by the Lord. So
I
he
know
said,
right.
if you're going, because I had a slight little conversation with him on my way to the doctor when I was pregnant. So I was going to tell Oprah one day, which I will. So
it's coming.
Yeah. So I said, Lord, ain't no way I'm keeping this baby if it's not twins.
Oh.
This is exactly what I said, because I'm like, I can't have no twins. Like, where are we doing this at, right? I get to the doctor office. She gave me this sonogram, and she said, ma'am, it is 3 of them. She had no idea what I said, and I just looked at the one. I said, girl, ain't nobody but God being funny.
So, that is a humorous joke, because when you be saying one thing, he going to flip it around.
Said, you keeping it if it's 2? Let me make sure that you know that it's me. It's 3 now. You know what I mean? Like, So, and I said, well, Lord, they're yours. I'm going to give them and keep giving them to you. And I promise. I was looking at the kids the other day and I was just like, you know what? I'm actually living a lifestyle of somebody who's making at least 6 figures with a man in the house. But it's me and these girls, and my oldest daughter lives on her own. And my 24-year-old told me the other day as I was getting the 3 ready for their freshman check-in, she go, Mama, I'm really proud of you. She said,
And your lowest point, had you
Yeah.
ever
Oh God,
been
yeah.
under a pressure point where you're just feeling like you are so not important
Oh
anymore
yeah.
because there's so much you need to do for these kids, and although the father was there, but it was more or less a distance of
That was the 2
support,
older girls, a
right?
father, and then the other father now he's in Chicago. My second husband,
So the first husband is
he in Texas now.
no contact.
No, he talks to the oldest. Those are, they grown now, but yeah,
Okay,
we're
but do they
we're
have
friends.
relationships
Oh
with their
yeah,
daddy? Okay,
definitely,
and then
definitely.
the second husband.
He has a relationship with them as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just don't get the support financially that I
Exactly,
need.
that you need, and
That's what
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
What was that breaking point for you, and then what did that look like?
Oh, baby, that was probably this year. I mean, I'm the kind, you just keep going. You just keep going.
That's
So
just
sometimes
us
you
as a
don't. Yeah,
nationality, a
sometimes you don't
race.
realize how much you're going until you have one of those days. And I've had many since pandemic on, but God just keeps providing. And I think once the strike started, like the top of this year, I was actually a working actor. After 20 years in this industry, I wasn't needing anything else but my acting money to get us by and to do it. So I'm
And you were
living my
working
dream.
that much, thank
Yeah, that I
God.
was working top
that
of the
you can
year.
be able to do what you need
And
to
then
do and be
and
consistent.
then boom, here we are with this strike, and I'm going, what is
Yeah.
going on? How I'm going to feed these children? I'm going here and there.
School,
I don't have time to go
education,
get a
clothes.
full-time job.
Right.
School, shopping,
Yeah.
from feeding them
Yeah.
to everything. And
Books.
I forgot what it was that I went through it. Like, I was just riding in the car and just could not stop crying. I was like, what am I doing here? I just turned 50 this year. What is going on? This is not the
Wow.
way I did everything,
Envisioned
Lord.
everything.
I
Yeah.
married. I had what do you want me to do? And one of them came. My daughter put on some gospel music because I love it. She just started putting that on and praising the Lord around the kitchen. My 24-year-old.
Look at the tag
And that
team.
just started breaking me down.
Look at the tag
Then one of
team.
them brought me a tissue. The son
Come
came
on.
over and hugged me.
Oh, come
Cause
on.
and I probably had just cussed them out. Like
Ah!
everybody. You
But
know
the
what I
love
mean?
is still
You know what I
there,
mean? But
though.
that showed me that they understand where my source come from, and that's all the
Yes.
lesson is. And they had to remind me that, hey, where your faith at, sis? That's all you preach to us. So they didn't preach it to me, but they showed me in the
But they
ways
came
how
back
I
with
care,
it.
how I can't fix it for you, but I can hug you. I can
Oh.
wipe your tears.
Oh.
I can put on this music and praise the Lord for you, so it can break through, and that's what it did. And so that brought me out of it. I mean, there's gonna always be days like that when you just don't know. Unemployment is not enough.
No, it's not.
And
Yeah,
unemployment is
and
a
I
joke.
got the max.
Yeah, I'm sure you got the max.
I got
but
the
you
max.
need 10 times the
10
max.
times the
You need
max.
10 times that max
Yeah.
because that's nothing. And
Yeah.
it's a joke. It even with government and what they're providing those
Not
that do
enough.
need it is a joke to me. And especially living in
Absolutely.
this expensive state.
I have no shame. I mean, I used to, drive the Benz and have the house on. I bought a model home and I've lived that life. But when I had those triplets and I had a man that really wasn't
Doing
stepping up to what he needs to do, I was like, you know what? Let me try this government life.
Mm.
And I had that government life, baby. I had the food stamps. I had the anything, Medicaid, whatever you want to give me. I said, let me see how it was so much freedom in that. It was so much of a peace of mind to know that I wasn't around here just going crazy. And it made me realize that as soon as I'm up, God, that's the first thing I'm going to do is give back. And
it did help you.
But God, it helped. Like you say, you ain't balling nowhere, but it's all about your mentality. I don't have to have all the latest of nothing. I just
But
want to
you
make
use
sure
it as
that
a stepping
we eating.
stool.
Oh,
And see,
yeah.
thank God for it. Even though it's not enough, thank God that it did work out for you
Yeah.
and that you were not too proud to ask for assistance when you needed it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't
And
even know it
utilize what you
existed.
need.
And
Right.
once
You had
it
to learn
was, I
that.
was like, but I can also see where you could get stuck. So that's why you never judge anybody or anything. Why these people still on? No, because you can get stuck. It's that easy. It's really easier on that type of lifestyle. It takes the stress off of you living below your means. It makes you not, because you could just depend on that and keep going.
And stay here,
and
though.
stay here, but you never are going to elevate
Yeah,
and
you
push
won't.
on. But they make it like that where they'll keep you in that system, because then
It's a
as soon as you
vicious
get
cycle.
up,
It's
they
a
taking your
cycle.
money, so you right back. So
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
cycle.
Well, I love the fact that you were prevailed. I love the fact that you basically can sit here right now with a smile on your face.
Absolutely. Could be.
So, like, in terms of this strike, let's talk about that because being that you're an actress, you were doing well, busy, collecting checks. Now that
Correct.
this strike is going on, like, what are your views about AI as far as what they're trying to do right now? Because I know
absolutely horrible.
it's going on.
Yeah. I'm still trying to, I see how it could truly affect the writers. I see how it could truly
Yes,
affect
ma'am.
the background actors. I'm still trying, if we don't read our contracts right, it could affect us, but not, I don't think as much. But it's definitely right. You could just put it in the thing what you want to write, and AI can spit you out a movie. You know what I mean?
But this is so
AI.
funny about that is that it takes and it robs, and this is what I'm
It's
just
horrible.
I'm just not understanding the full goal of what they're trying to obtain when it comes to just stripping creativity.
Yeah, it's not even stripping creativity. It's still all about saving that dollar. Like if you go to Walmart right
But, I mean,
now,
no, the arts is creative minds.
Yeah.
Like that's the core.
but just like they
of the-
replace workers at Walmart, and
But
with the
that's-
machine, they're trying to replace
Yeah, I
the
understand, but
actor, the
you're
creative
taking
person.
the fun of
Yeah,
it. Like taking a kid to an amusement
saying, "We don't need
park and
you."
you can't scream. You gonna go on mute.
We don't need
We
you.
need you
We're going
going
over
here.
here
We're gonna cut the rides in half.
because we
and
don't have to
gonna
pay the
turn-
computer.
We're gonna turn your volume off.
Yeah, we don't have to
'cause you
pay the
can't
computer.
Get excited about the ride.
Exactly.
Like, why?
They could care less. It's about the
But
dollar, not
they-
the creativity.
They.
Yeah,
another
the big
thing.
studios, the people that's making the billions of dollars, and I got my 35-cent check yesterday for a show I shot last year, and that was my residual. I posted it on my Instagram, like 35 cents. Anybody got something on these groceries for these kids? Because I'm supposed to
the
feed mine.
paper costs more than the check.
That was
itself.
direct deposit, and they said, "Don't worry, your money is on the way." I think that's what it say. Your money is on the way, baby. 35 cents.
Yeah, that definitely needs to be in a frame.
Okay,
With an emoji
35
on that.
cents. No, because then you'll have a wall full of that. Because
No.
if you worked on many shows, like I have plenty of those.
Do you?
2 cents. One of my friends replied,
I
said,
can't
"Girl,
even
you
believe they'll
beat
make
me."
the check for
2
35
cents.
That's
But
crazy.
and I could see if there was something I shot in 2016, which I still make more money from that show. A co-star, a couple of lines back in 2016 because it's still part of cable, it's still part of everything. But these shows that I've shot like in the last 3 years, they immediately show on NBC or ABC, and then the next day or that night at midnight they go to Hulu and they go to
And that's the
Netflix.
streamers, right?
Those
But
are the
you guys don't get
streamers.
checks for
So
that,
when
right?
it goes to the streamers,
You don't
where
get it?
if they showed it on NBC again, I'm gonna get my full check that I got the day I worked it.
Correct.
So and each
Correct.
time it shows up there, I'm gonna get that money.
Well, what happens
But
if
now
it
they
goes
don't
to
have
Hulu?
to. They go to Hulu.
And it's free?
The way I went to SAG and talked about this 1,000 times. No, it's not free, but I'll see my first probably residual from them like in a year, and it's gonna only be like maybe 30% or half of that, and
And
then
the percentage drops every year.
baby, it's not. But a year, and you can turn on any show and watch
get it
and
and
binge
watch
the
it.
whole thing over and over if you want to keep playing it for your cousin,
And-
your
and-
friends, and
and-
I'm not getting none of that.
But worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide, and that's the problem on most of us on our end as the actor. I mean, AI is just like streaming was back then when they made this contract.
I just
we
don't
didn't
agree.
know that streaming was gonna be what it is.
Yeah.
So this is why I think the whole negotiation is being held up because we don't know what AI can and will do or what it become, and we're saying we're not going to get stuck in a stinky contract and then AI blow up. And they're saying, well, we can't pay you on something we don't know how it's gonna go, but we see what happened with streaming, and we got these little pennies now, and now we had to wait for this new contract. I don't think they have a problem. They know they're wrong, and they're gonna fix that.
Yes.
But AI is a futuristic thing that everybody's like, well, we don't want to go too low, and we don't want to go too high because we don't know
Yeah,
whether
I
it's
mean,
nothing.
but it just
it
takes
should
the
be
fun
fairness.
out of
We
that.
should all get the same thing.
It should, but it also takes the jobs away and how these
Oh.
homes are not going to be providing for their families. And then what? The crime rate's going to go up. And then what?
It already
Folks
is.
is getting jacked. And
Mhm.
people's homes are getting robbed.
Yeah.
And
Carjacking is getting relevant again.
Now, you know it's bad when I had a friend tell me the other day that they took her food stamps. They hacked in and took her food stamps. She at the grocery store with her kids, and a hacker, you know those scheme, I think it's called scheming, where they get your card. Like she went to a grocery store wherever she bought groceries at last. Somebody scanned her card, made a duplicate of that card, make their own cards, and then spent all her food. And so now you and your kids got to wait for them to
Jesus.
investigate and do all this. I mean, they do it with credit cards, but to me, you don't went to the lowest when you're affecting people that's already on food stamps. If they on
Come
food stamps,
on,
then they
Lord.
need their food.
Yeah, you
for
know
their
they
kids.
need their food.
And you
But
robbing
see,
and
I mean,
scheming
nobody gets excluded.
That's what I'm trying to say.
The
Because
hustle
people
is
are
a hustle.
hungry. People are
Period.
hungry, and
But that's what I'm saying.
by any means
They're making
necessary.
matters worse for us. Lord
Yep.
Jesus, just
Come on down, Lord.
Yes.
Is what I ask.
is.
Just give us an escalator. Let us know left or right, and just make sure my whole family and friends is with us. That's
Covered.
all I'm saying. Just
Better
get on
know
that
who
escalator,
you serve, honey.
and we can go to another earth.
Yep. That's why, and that's the way. That's the only thing that brings me back to reality or back to a foundation, not stressing, having a heart attack out of here, is
Yes.
that I know that everything that was in his plan is already planned out and it's already going to go where it needs to go.
Thank
so
you, Father.
let me be happy for where I'm at. I don't know what you may be holding me back from. I don't know what you may be setting up for me. So I'm going to be encouraged with that, and I'm going to be happy, and he's making sure, whether it's by credit card, by whatever, that my bills are getting paid.
yes.
You know what I mean? I don't,
And don't he do it though?
he has to
He
do
really
it.
does.
If you trying to take control of it, you're going to be sick and crazy. So you might as well just give it on up and go, what's the plan?
I do believe in that philosophy because
Yep.
less stress is best, but it's easier said than done because a lot of people saying, well, you don't know my troubles. You don't know my worries. You don't know my situation.
Yeah.
But the mindset is so important
Yeah,
because
it's
literally it's
mindset.
roughly 85% of the situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when you think you're in trouble or when you think you're sinking or when you think you can't do anything else,
Yeah.
that's when you're really going to allow yourself to lose
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah.
Wait on God.
Wait
Like
on-
my mama says, take a nap
Take a nap.
Take a
no,
nap,
let him
baby.
do his job.
and let him
And
do
call
his
him
work.
out. Say,
Oh,
say
my
come on,
God.
God. You
Oh,
promised
my
this. You did
goodness.
this. Do your job.
You understand
Because
me?
I don't want it. I'm going to give it to you. And that's the way I have to live. I have to live. I've had girlfriend. I mean, God talks to me directly and tell me to stop doing stuff. Like I could be
love
out
him.
hustling, Ubering, doing all
Yes.
that, what I was doing. And he
Correct.
said, no, ma'am, we're not doing that right now. Right now, I need you with these kids. I need you to get them ready. I'm going, but God, how am I pay? He been making a way.
Look at that.
I mean,
Homework. I'm just thinking about you in this whole struggle, like homework, side by side, making sure that they making the right grades, getting them to and from school, making sure that they got breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
lunch, honey.
Right?
Okay,
You
yeah.
understand? I mean,
That-
clothes on their back. It's not even easy.
It's not.
It's expensive.
But
for
it's
these
almost
kids.
like with me, I would thought my mom and them would just go. If they were living this time, they would die. Because for us, especially in the hood, growing up in the hood, it was all about the clothes. The first week, laying out all your stuff, you got all your new clothes, your shoes. My kids ain't into none of that. They could care less.
It's
One
all this technology?
One son said, like, what I need new clothes? I still got my clothes from last year. And I'm
Look
looking
at 'em.
like, come on,
Really?
God, you didn't get me, but the pressure is on me because I'm like, but I need to get
Oh,
you this. They could
baby.
care less. They
Yeah.
out in their
Now,
little
that's a
neighborhood.
relief.
Yeah, wear T-shirts and shorts is all they wear to school, and they don't care about no name brand, no shoes. I was like, come on, God. Now, like you said, they going to want the latest in this thing. So whenever they do want something, I try to make sure that I could give it to them because they're not those type of kids. And I'm
That's a
going, Lord,
blessing,
how did
baby.
you, what?
Mm-hmm.
None of them.
Pressure, less pressure, because these kids
Very
do want to
li-
have
and
it.
they
need
just
it.
don't know.
And then some of these babies are on a different tribe now.
Mm.
Because I got friends that got kids,
Mhm.
baby. And they feel like everything they want,
Their parent is entitled to do.
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
and they're not lifting a thumb.
Mm.
They're not making grades.
Oh, no.
They're just wanting,
Yeah.
hand out.
I got
disrespectful.
5 straight A babies.
Oh, baby, see, you Pleasantville in your house.
No,
This is not real right here.
No, but I was teaching. That's where God had me in
That's a
in the thing.
blessing,
But these
honey.
kids and they.
And you're a teacher. That's a
Yeah.
wonderful thing.
Well, I
too.
was teaching in the community I grew up in, so
Right.
it was important to me that you get this. And I saw the struggle,
In
and I'm taking
education.
babies home with me. I'm trying to adopt kids. I was, that's where I
Yes.
was in my kids. Thank God I didn't have that stress about it because they go do
It's a
their
gift.
work and be like, please leave me alone. They
That's
don't
a
want me
gift.
in their business.
That's a
Like,
Definitely a
Mama,
gift you have.
they decided to take health this summer just so they
Wow.
could be ahead of the game. And I'm like, what you make? Oh, an A. But they ain't came and told me, teachers write me letters. I have one still on the refrigerator saying, I don't know what you're doing at home. But these 3
Mm.
are so mature, and I just did not expect their leaders. And they go in there and they do what they supposed. Because if I have to come up to the school, I'm still that mama.
I know you
Don't make
are.
me come up, and they know that.
And see, that's what I was just gonna say.
Please, I ain't
Now,
living
the
no
natural
Pleasantville.
knack is a gift.
Yeah.
But I do believe you put that fire behind
Yeah,
it.
if I'm
Yeah.
coming up to the school, don't embarrass me.
That's right.
What you don't do is embarrass me, and I mean that.
That's that old school.
Yeah,
mama
don't
song.
embarrass me, because what you out there doing, they going, where your mama at? And if they had to come and look at me crazy, I'm on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
So,
was our parents too back in the day.
and we don't have a lot of that. As a teacher watching some parents, I'm just like, this is where the problem is. These kids is running this house, and that ain't gonna work for me.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
then you get the mamas coming up to the school
Oh,
that's just as
please.
bad as the kids.
Oh, yes.
And that's when it's a
yes.
rah-rah situation going on. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, now I see why you are the way you are.
Absolutely. You're
from
not
the
taking my
family.
baby phone. I paid that phone bill. He can have his phone. No, ma'am. Well, you need to go on and transfer him over to that next classroom where they allow that. If I said there ain't no phone in here, when we cross over this threshold, you in my house. These are my babies.
I love
and
it.
if you don't, I said, because I'll fight for them and with them. But don't come over here telling me what to do. Because I'm going to love them and I'm going to have their back and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm also be able to get on their butt. This is mine.
Oh
So,
my goodness, we
if you don't want
a
them,
lot
and
of
then
more teachers that way.
and then they fall in love. Then me and the parents are the best friends. So
Hell yeah.
it's just you got to stand your ground when you
That's what
can.
they say.
You got to stand your ground.
Make
Let them
some
know who in
standards.
charge, honey.
I tell you,
So what's now in the future after this strike, just Mia? What's the future holding for you,
I
Mama? You got some goals that you want to accomplish, or some?
things you're working on that you love to see.
Some same
happen.
goal. I moved out here to do television, and my goal, and I've done the co-star, the guest star. My goal is to be a series lead, where I'm on this show good 10 years. Mia lead, So I'm
get it.
speaking it. That's coming,
You'll
and
get
it was.
it.
I was on my way, and he said, "Hold on, wait a minute." He showed me a lot of things about
a
the industries.
reset.
Yeah. So all right. So be ready. So I'm waiting on that. I also definitely want to give back. I think it's a beautiful thing to get children who do want to be in this industry, that they don't have to wait to college to learn how to operate a camera or learn how to write or learn how to do this. Start them early if this is something they're interested in. Because
Right.
back in the day, especially in the 70s, my parents looking at me like, I don't know what you're talking about. You want to be on TV, girl, please.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Have not
And-
one
Yeah.
idea.
To
Not,
get you geared up.
and so
for
I
that.
just did
Yeah.
a
And
project.
more than acting schools.
Yeah.
Because these acting
No,
schools
this
sometimes
is-
rip you off.
It's in
But the
Inglewood.
technical skills, yeah.
Urban Scholar Academy is what
Oh,
I want to
okay.
say. Urban Scholar Academy. They reached out from a show I was working on. One of the ADs hooked me up and said, you should know this person. And they have this school, and they're
Right.
teaching all aspects.
Wonderful.
They're doing. These kids are making the movie. They're writing the movie. They're editing the movie. I could brag on Mr. Coleman, Hotep Coleman. He
Wonderful.
created this. It's in Inglewood, and it's free for them, I think. But they go over
not
there.
some
if
nice
they-
programs,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a beautiful program, and those
Nice.
kids, they were my little actors and directors, and they was just running the whole show. He's guiding them, phenomenal. Where you have to wait or go into debt
Right.
at the film schools trying to get that
Absolutely.
later. So now they're getting in and can decide, that's not what I want to
Yes
do
or no.
anymore.
Absolutely.
It's like a little 2-year program that they go through, and they come out knowing some of the stuff that, child, I still don't know. All I know is
So-
hit the mark.
So you want to donate once your money gets?
Yeah, I
in
wanna-
and
I
donate it
want-
to programs like that.
That or be involved in it. Like I loved giving my time into that,
Yeah.
and watching them work, and
That
to
sounds
give that to
good.
children. I think it should be in every inner city.
Awesome.
Absolutely,
So
because
where
we don't
can
know.
people find you?
Right now, in terms of just hitting you up,
Underscore Just Mia is probably the most active on Instagram.
Gotcha.
I like Instagram because it's a little easier to navigate. I'm still on Facebook as Mia Hunt, which is my acting name.
Okay.
But I'm trying to go into Just Mia eventually once I become that lead on the show, because I've changed my last name. I think I've been 3 different last names. I've been married twice, and SAG probably tired of me going in there changing my name. So this time I said I ain't gonna change it. I'm just gonna keep it.
It's just Mia.
Yeah, so I said I'll go back and name it. It's on my license plate, everything, Just Mia.
I love it.
Yeah,
baby.
so
Thank you so much
welcome.
for coming. I appreciate you, and you are more than welcome to join us. Come back, visit,
always.
give me a little update,
I
and
love
bring
it.
your kids. I'd love to meet your.
your young
Girl,
adults.
I ain't bringing them jokers
Uh,
nowhere.
I want to see their faces and let them know they got a good mama.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And they're also
Thank
good
you.
Kids, and
Yeah.
I wish them the best. There is something I do want to give you.
Okay.
Nick, can you hand me that orange thing right below you and hand it to T? Right below you and handed it to T.
Oh.
I want to just thank you so much for joining us and
Oh, this is so cute.
Just a little love from us.
I
Just
love
our
it.
little Sass in the City cut.
Yes, it's
goes with
cute.
your little outfit too.
Oh, baby, I'm colorful today.
Yeah.
Thus
We
said
love
the
it.
Lord. Said, put on some color.
Yeah.
And I love this Sass in the City. Is it Sass
in the
Sass
city,
in the
baby.
We
city.
are sassiness
Yes.
in the city.
It's just perfect. It just aligns with my favorite show is Sex in the City. So I
That's
think
exactly
this
right.
is so cute.
That's
It's
exactly
so cute. I
right.
thank you for this.
Absolutely, baby. Now, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Well, me, because I'm used
I
to my
know
girls
you're
being
here
here.
solo dolo, but
They
it's
all on
okay.
vacation doing their thing. I ain't mad at them. You know,
Yes.
hey, you guys, listen. It's understandable. Okay?
But thank you so
Yo,
much for
you're
being
welcome.
here.
Thank you for
Beautiful
having
one.
me. Yeah.
And this concludes today's episode. Thanks for joining us. See us next week with more Sass in the City. Peace.